Hello Internet. Today we have a Zotac 3090 Trinity Overclock Edition with 24 gigabytes. That's overheating. Original complaint is that there are boot issues and memory issues, all of which may be related to the heat problem rather than anything else. So while card is cold, let's run the memory test and see what we get. In case you didn't know, the motherboard I'm using is Asus H81M. It's cheap and it's compatible with the memory testing software. That's why I'm using it. In case of GDDR6X memory, if the card produces an image, MATS is very likely to pass, which means if there's a memory problem, card will not output an image. In our case, we have a picture and we passed the MATS test, and the NVMe report confirms that we do not have any memory problems. As usual, firmware is the way to stress your card, and while doing so, we can see that the hotspot temperature is about 25 degrees higher than the core. It should be around 10 degrees higher, but not 25, and I think this is where all of the above mentioned problems come from. Now let's take this card apart and see what's wrong. This warranty sticker is fake, so I assume this card had been taken apart before. And as you can imagine, it looks to me that someone had opened this card, looked at it and put it back together without reapplying new paste. And this is why corners of the GPU look dry. My guess is that we need to clean things up, apply new paste and call it a day. After I ran firmware for a few minutes, you can see that the hotspot temperature is now only 10 to 11 degrees hotter than the GPU, which means proper application of thermal paste fixes the issue. I also went ahead and ran superposition to make sure all is well, and I also flashed a stock BIOS just in case. Never know what people flash their cards these days to get more performance, so better be safe than sorry. Okay, so I took the card apart once more just so you can see how well my thermal paste application method works. Look at the footprint on the heatsink. It's perfect, just like it should be. The other reason why I'm taking this card apart is so we can take a look at the cooling design. Zotac went ahead and pretended to be Asus by making this useless bracket of death that cools only driver MOSFETs. Capacitors and coils are left on their own with passive cooling from the fans. We can call this card design only fans, which means
she belongs to the streets.
Pads on the back, that's a plus. I guess the biggest issue here is the size of the board. It's kinda small and does not conduct much heat. Small favor for a customer, pads under the driver MOSFETs looks kinda dry, so I decided to replace those at no charge. And since the memory temperatures looked okay, I don't have any reason to mess around with the pads for the memory at this point. Wipe old paste again and apply a new one the same way as before. Finish with the assembly, and now let's compare to a 3090 from EVGA. While the radiator fins are taller on EVGA, they are not as dense as on Zotac. That goes to show that Zotac is all about smaller, more compact, and obviously cheaper as a result. The choice is yours, ladies and gentlemen. This is it for this video. I hope you guys learned something today, and please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.